Hola! This video that was sent to me is an excerpt from a film to be released in January 2021. The link is in the description below. Catherine Austin Fitts gives her explanations about the situation we are living. She evokes the banks, the riots, the vaccine, the projects of the globalists, and proposes solutions. Catherine Austin Fitts is a former banker and worked as an assistant to the Secretary of State for Housing during the George W. Bush administration. I had the great honor to meet this amazing lady in 2002, when my awakening started. She is at the origin of the denunciation of many frauds and founded the consulting firm Solari, which she heads. Hola, from Colombia. With the present great world confusion, I wish to do my part to accelerate the evolution of human consciousness. Please help by subscribing and sharing these videos. Thank you. Catherine explains, I just published a huge study called The State of Our Currencies, and what I described is the fact that for many decades, the dollar has been the reserve currency, and the system is what I would describe as well established. The central bankers are trying to introduce a new system, but it is not yet ready to be put in place. And we are in a time of great change and uncertainty where central banks are trying to maintain the dollar and dollar system to lengthen the dollar system. Then they try to speed up the implementation of the new system and to introduce the new system without anyone really realizing what exactly is going on. We had a world reserve currency system, the dollar. It is well established, and now the central bankers try to implement a new system. To do this, they must relax the old and accelerate the new, which makes the situation very chaotic because much of the new system has been tested and has been the subject of prototype. It involves many different industries, so I describe the new system as the end of currencies. We are not introducing a new currency, but basically a new transaction system, which will be completely digital and which will essentially be the end of currencies as we know them. What they're trying to do is basically use up all the money on the planet. So it's huge, it's complicated, it's messy, and the challenge they face is how to market a system that nobody would want if people understood it. Of course, the way you do that is create a healthcare crisis. Why does the healthcare crisis go with it? Because in general, these few people want to control as many as possible. The question is, how can we get all the sheep into the slaughterhouse without them realizing it and without them resisting? The perfect solution is the invisible enemy. So we had our war on terrorism, and with the invisible terrorists. And now it is even more perfect because the enemy is completely invisible. As we all know by now, the entire corona crisis was and is an excuse for the Great Reset. Yes, to the surprise of absolutely no one, the central bankers are using the Great Reset as a smokescreen to smuggle through one of their most cherished fantasies, the cashless society. Soon, central banks will be issuing national digital currencies and tracking every single transaction in the economy in real time. As expected, the return to normal will never happen. Whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not, social, medical, political, economic, legal, geopolitical, and cosmic upheavals will intensify. This is not surprising when one understands that the purpose of Earth is spiritual. It is the place of the manifestation of the divine directly in matter, a universal first taking place now. And Homo sapiens is the transitional species that is designed to consciously experience this change in their own physical body. We are in the midst of this pivotal time where the old world is still apparent as the new divine matter grows within our very bodies. We forget our spiritual purpose and become outraged at the lies of our politicians about the COVIDian situation when the time has come for the great inner cleansing. Will you choose to align yourself with the divine plan or the Luciferian plan? Mother, interviews 1956. The manifestation of the supermind on earth is no longer a promise, but a living fact, a reality. It is at work now, here on earth. And a day will come when the blindest, the most unconscious, even the most willfully ignorant will be obliged to recognize it. Due to my peaceful non-cooperation, I went to prison. I describe my prison experience in my book, True Freedom is Inside. Please visit my website. The only solution is very simple. I must connect to my true self, my soul. Easy to say, not so easy to do. Please go into action now and make the choice between listening to your ego-mendacious mind and the external authorities or listening to your soul, the internal authority. I consult and offer tools so that you can find your individual solution by making contact with your soul. You can then evolve in consciousness more effectively. Infinite love.